This video review is sponsored by Nerdy Shirts. Looking for a really cool shirt that's 100% awesome? Check out nerdyshirts.com. What's up guys, it's me Omar from buymeaniphone.com, and today I have another review that's a little bit different from my usual reviews. This is an accessory for your DSLR, and these are some products that was sent to me free for review by Zacuto, and it is the Zacuto Z Finder Pro and their target shooter, which are two different things, accessories you can attach to, in my case, an EOS Rebel. And you can basically turn your camera into a video camera. So a lot of you guys know that a lot of the new DSLRs shoot 1080 HD, and they do a really good job of them, but it's not very comfortable to hold it while shooting video. So these are some products that you can actually attach to your Canon Rebel, which make it a lot easier if you're shooting home videos, or movie videos, or whatever kind of videos you want to do. So let's go and switch over to the close-up camera. I'm going to show you guys how you install these parts onto the camera, and just give you some demonstrations of how exactly they work, okay? So let's switch over to that close-up camera. Let's do that right about now. Okay, so here we have, like I said, the Z Finder Pro from Zacuto. This is the 2.5X version. Let's go ahead and pop it open out of the box. I'm going to show you all the parts and pieces that come with it, and then I'll give you a demonstration of how you actually install this on your DSLR camera. So for those of you guys that aren't too familiar with Zacuto, they make really high-end accessories, mounting systems for really, for one, very nice cameras, like high professional red cameras, things like that, but they're also starting to focus on DSLR cameras. So I'm sure you guys are well aware that a lot more people are using their DSLR cameras for shooting full HD, because they shoot beautiful, high quality 1080 of HD now. So I've actually seen a lot of professionals using DSLR cameras to shoot, like shoot music videos, shoot high quality like YouTube videos even. And so it's becoming a lot more popular. So Zacuto has seen this, and they've taken notice of this, and so they decided to come up with a line of accessories and products that help you turn your DSLR camera into a more fully functioning video camera. And so of course, one of the more awkward things about using a DSLR for shooting video is that there's no viewfinder on it, okay? You have the LCD screen, which is which works fine, which is like an average type of video camera, but there are certain times when you want to be able to see the colors, the sharpness, the focus, all those types of things, especially when you're able to like manually focus and do those types of adjustments on your camera. You want to be able to make sure you can do that the right way while you're using your DSLR. But the thing that the LCD doesn't allow you to do that sometimes is like when you're outside, if there's a lot of sunlight, there's certain situations like that to where it makes it difficult to shoot really good video if you don't have a viewfinder. So Zacuto has come up with a solution for this with the Z Finder Pro. And so this is the Z Finder Pro version here, 2.5. It also comes in the 3X version, and there's also a more inexpensive Z Finder Junior version, okay? But this is the Pro. So this is the pieces that come with it. We have the Z Finder Pro. We have our extender frames. These are things, I'll show you in a second how this works, but you basically can add these frames to the Z Finder here to give you extra focal point to be able to have full focus, and adjusting it to make sure it matches your eyesight. We have our Gorilla plate right here. This is what mounts to the bottom of the camera. We have our instructions and an Allen wrench. This is the only tool that comes with it, and a lanyard, and then we have the base plate here. Okay, and this is what this is what basically everything attaches to this. The Z Finder hooks onto this piece. So I'll show you how all these pieces work whenever I take it out. So I'm going to do like a quick kind of like time-lapse thing here and show you how I would attach this to the back of my DSLR camera. Now keep in mind guys, I have basically a standard, this is a Canon EOS Rebel T3i camera, and so the base plate and the parts that come with this work perfectly with this. If you have other cameras with like maybe like a battery mount, or like those taller DSLR cameras, you're going to need a different mounting plate than this one. But this is the standard one that comes with it, and it works fine with my Canon Rebel, okay? So just one thing to keep in mind. So let me go ahead and start putting this together, and I'll show you all the pieces and how they go up, and I'll just kind of speed through this and do like a fast clip here, okay? Alright guys, so just to make sure, I'll keep in mind that this is not a tool that actually comes with the kit. This is just like basically a flat tool I'm using just to adjust this. You can probably use a dime or even a penny maybe, or preferably a screwdriver to tighten the bottom screw. So as you can see, this screw is what tightens into the bottom of the camera's tripod screw hole right there. So you screw it into the bottom there, I've already adjusted this. So with the Allen wrench, you can adjust this piece here and slide this to get that mounting plate to center right on the LCD. And then you can use these two adjustments right here to take the mounting clip and to raise it up just slightly a little bit to make sure it lines up perfectly. So as you can see, I have it right on the back of the LCD screen. Everything lines up perfectly. It's all good to go. I can still use this with the tripod. They have multiple screw holes here. You can still to put the tripod into the bottom here. And as you can see, there's also an arm here and an additional hole to where you can use this with other accessories as well that Zacuto makes. And matter of fact, I have a product called a target shooter, which is something you would use to help you hold this better, to keep it mounted on your shoulder a little bit while you're shooting video. So once you have the mounting plate and the Gorilla plate and everything installed onto the bottom here, then you take the Z-Finder Pro. So let me get it over here. So here we have it. And so as you can see here, we have like a nice eye cup here. This does a really good job of preventing the sunlight from coming in while you're shooting your video. And basically all you do is just snap it on. And that's it. It just snaps on into place. Okay. Now, like I showed you before, there are some extender frames here which you can use to create extra focal points. So when you are using the adjustment knob here to adjust it to your eyesight, you may still have trouble getting it to adjust. So you can add, there's actually 3 additional plates on here to where you can keep snapping them onto here, and it'll give you more space between where the snaps on. So instead of this, you would attach one of these to the back of this, and you can keep attaching them, and then this will attach to the back of those. Okay, so that's how you do to really dial in and make sure it focuses, get the focal point just perfect for your particular eyesight. So one good thing that they included in here is the plug here. So this makes sure that sunlight does not get into there, because that is magnified right there. So if this was to sit outside in the sun and the sun was to go in there, that could definitely mess up your LCD. It could possibly even melt it. So that's what a good thing they have this here. It actually has a string, so it stays attached to that. You never have to lose or try to keep track of it. Just pop it on whenever you're not using it, and that goes into there. Okay. The really cool thing about this is that it also has anti-fog coating on the protective cover there to make sure that it doesn't fog up on you, which that could get super annoying if you're trying to shoot video and you can't even see through your viewfinder because it's fogging up on you. You won't have any issues with that at all. And like I showed you guys, it does come with that lanyard right here, and so the lanyard would attach to the side right here, this little red piece right here. And the good thing about that is keep this in mind, guys, this just snaps onto the back of your camera. So if this is on a tripod and you accidentally turn and knock this off, this could possibly pop off pretty easily and fall to the ground. So if you have this around your neck on a lanyard, you're going to make sure that your $395 accessory here is not going to break or fall to the ground and crack or anything like that. Okay, so it is very expensive. $395 is not cheap by any means. So you would definitely want to make sure you keep it safe and that it does not get damaged at all. So when it is on, you can kind of get a little bit of idea. So when it's on, when it's against your eye, you can see it feels like you're looking through a video camera. It's really, really cool. And like I said, guys, I'll see if I can give you a better angle of that to kind of show you the experience that you're getting. But it is much better shooting video with this thing on the back of it than just looking at the back of this LCD screen. Even when light conditions are perfect and you're just trying to shoot a regular video, it's very, very helpful. I'm just going to show you how it looks when it's rigged up, when you're walking around with it, and I'll give you guys some demo of that. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to also show you the target shooter. You'll see me using the target shooter, which is another product that Zacuto makes. Alright guys, so now I have the target shooter installed onto the camera here, my Canon EOS Rebel. One thing to keep in mind, if you do want to use if you do purchase a Z-Finder kit and the target shooter, they both come with Gorilla base, or the Gorilla plate. And this is basically the plate that's down here on the bottom. And this is what the target shooter attaches to. It's also what the Z-Finder attaches to on the back. Just one thing I wanted to make sure and show you guys is that you are able to attach this bottom plate to a tripod mount. See, there's a bunch of different holes in there to find perfectly. So if you wanted to do this to where you could you could jump from using this on a tripod, pull it off, pop it onto the rod right here, tighten this up, and then you're good to go, and you can start using the target shooter. So you can go between the two pretty quickly and easily. So once you have this set up and ready to go, take your Z-Finder right here, pop it onto the back of the base plate, and so there you have the whole rig. And so while it's on here, it doesn't add a whole lot of weight. I mean, the Z-Finder obviously is a little bit big, and we have some metal parts right here, but these are made of aluminum as well. So it's not exactly over the top heavy, okay? You would think with this much pieces on here that it would be quite bulky. It's actually not too bad. So while it's on here, and as you can see, I know I showed you guys a lanyard before, but I actually have it around my neck. So let me go ahead and clip it in to show you how useful this would be to have the lanyard on here when you're using your Z-Finder. In case you accidentally were to be filming and you were to pop this thing off, at least you have the lanyard here. It'll catch the Z finder and it won't fall to the ground. You could possibly break that lens that's inside there. The other good thing about it too is if you want to go between shooting HD video to then just shooting snapshots and you don't want to use a Z finder, you just pop it off, let it hang around your neck, take a couple shots, you're ready to start shooting video again, attach it back on, you're good to go. It stays with you the whole time because it's on the lanyard, okay? So probably the biggest benefits to having the Z finder and the target shooter, using them in combination with each other, is it adds multiple points of contact. So normally when you're going to be shooting video with the DSLR, you're going to have one hand here on the side, the other hand here, focusing and zooming in. Maybe your hands to your side, which probably will create a pretty good steady shot, but that's only 2 points of contact. And the other thing too, keep in mind is that if you're shooting outside when it's bright and sunlight, you're going to be using an LCD screen to shoot probably your video. You're not going to be able to see everything and see all the clarity and everything that's going on in that video because the sunlight's going to be bouncing off the screen, all those types of things like that. So that's where the Z finder comes into play, where especially since it has this hood right here, make sure that it keeps the sunlight out of your eyes and you're able to focus and really see all the details of what you're shooting, okay? So when you have the Z finder and the target shooter, you not only have your hand here, your hand on the lens, but you also have a point of contact with your eye and with your shoulder here as well. Let me pop off this thing. So that way, when you're using it and shooting video, you can have a really steady shot no matter what you're doing. Any movement you're doing. Keeps it real still. And as you guys know, if you're shooting 1080 HD on this, you want to have really nice, clean still shots. You don't want to be jittering around holding it because the DSLRs are not, most DSLRs I should say, are not like camcorders where they have that stabilization where they can adjust for those hand movements. You want to make sure that everything you're doing is very still. So guys, I've really enjoyed using these two pieces together. I will admit though that using the target shooter, it did take some time to find that perfect sweet spot. After all, every person is a little different. The way you want to hold it, your shoulder and everything like that. So this is fully adjustable, as you can slide the rails and angle it, and there's a ball joint here where you can move this around. So it will take you probably some time to find that sweet spot. And I still kind of don't think that I've found the perfect sweet spot for myself. If I used it for a little bit longer, I'd probably be able to narrow it in. And I think it also has to do with just getting used to using it, because it's not something that most people are used to using at all. But once you have it set up and you're ready to go, it's a really nice package here. So keep in mind, guys, these two pieces are not cheap. The Z finder is going to retail for $395. Target shooter is going to retail for $475. So Zacuto has made a really good name for themselves when it comes to camera products. And so keeping in mind that most of the time their products are going to be holding up very expensive devices, cameras, and things like that. You have to make sure that you're basically paying for what you're getting. Okay, it's a very high quality product. And I think for the average person, maybe the target shooter might be a little bit too much for them. But I definitely think if you're going to be shooting HD video using your DSLR, that you really need to check out the Z finder. It's been really helpful when I've been shooting videos with it, and I think you guys will really like using it. So it's a really good tool to have. So anyways, guys, that's it for me today. Post a comment below, tell me what you think about this video, what you think about the target shooter and the Z finder Pro. And please ask any questions that you may have, whether you're watching this on buymeianiphone.com or if you're watching this on YouTube. I'll do my best to get to any of those questions, answer any of those questions that you guys put down there below. So that's going to be it for me today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time.